Hello and welcome to today's training session on the sales order to purchase order process using the Onfinity system. In this session, we will explore how customer demand can directly trigger procurement actions to create a purchase order, ensuring timely fulfillment even when stock is low. Let's begin with a quick look at our agenda. We will walk through a process of converting a sales order into purchase order and understand the business logic behind it and see how Onfinity supports sale order to purchase order process. Next, we have the objective of this sessions. The objective is to enable you to understand the sales order to purchase order process and its associated terms in the context of business processes. It also enables you to test the sales order to purchase order process in the context of business requirements. Now let's review the prerequisites. Before we begin, please ensure that you have access to the Onfinity platform with a valid user ID and password. Also, the Onfinity basic setup and master data setup configuration must be completed and available. Next, we will look at the sales order to purchase order process use case. To better understand sales order to purchase order process, let's look at a practical example. In this scenario, Sonic Ventures receives a sales order from Green Energy Private Limited for 5 Samsung Galaxy S22 and 10 Redmi Note 10. Upon reviewing current inventory, the inventory manager finds that the available stock is insufficient to fulfill the order. To ensure timely delivery to the customer, Sonic Ventures initiates a procurement process directly from the sales order using the Generate PO from Sales Order feature in the system. A purchase order PO is created and issued to the vendor, Brightech Innovations, with Sonic Ventures warehouse specified as the delivery location. This workflow ensures Sonic Ventures can fulfill customer orders efficiently, even when stock is unavailable, while maintaining control over procurement process. Next, we have the sales order to purchase order process flowchart. This shows you the simplified process flow. It starts with a sales order, which triggers the creation of a purchase order. Once the goods are received, the process is completed that would be acknowledged by the good receipt note. This direct link between sales and procurement helps streamline operations into the organization. To carry out this process, certain master records must be available in the system. Let's know the basic master involved to record a sales order to purchase order process. Here are some basic masters which must be available in the system. You must have a customer master, a vendor master, a product master, an attribute set instance if applicable, a defined unit of measure, currency, price list, payment term, payment method, and a designated warehouse. That concludes the basic overview and conceptual foundation of the sales order to purchase order process. With this understanding, we are now ready to proceed with the transactions and walk through this process step by step in Onfinity. To get started, open the Onfinity URL in your browser. Here, enter your user ID, type in your password, and then click Login to access the system. Once you log into the system, you will land on the home page of Onfinity, where the mosaics provide an overview to help you analyze business positions. These mosaics depend on your module access and user permissions. You can modify the mosaics and their layout as needed. To add a new mosaic, go to the Mosaic section, select the desired option, and drop it onto the home page. To rearrange existing mosaics, simply select and move them to the preferred location. For this session, we will skip modifying mosaics and proceed directly to creating a sales order. To open the sales order screen, you can either search for sales order in the menu search utility or navigate to Sales and Marketing. Within Sales and Marketing, go to the Order Management module. Here you will find the sales order screen. Click on Sales Order, and the sales order landing page will appear. On the sales order screen, you will see mosaics and charts, as discussed in our previous sessions on sales management. The filter mosaic allows you to efficiently filter records on the sales order screen. You can apply advanced search filters such as waiting for approval, sales orders created this month, sales orders created this week, or sales orders created today to quickly access the relevant data. You can also search based on the document status, such as completed, waiting for payment, or drafted. Additional filters include warehouse, customer, and target document type, allowing you to refine your search further. The KPI mosaic provides an overview of open sales orders that require your attention to ensure timely delivery to customers. Next, you have the due fulfillment mosaic, which displays orders that are due for delivery, whether partially or fully. The due fulfillment mosaic shows orders whose promised delivery date has already passed, while the expected mosaic displays orders scheduled for future delivery. Both mosaics can also be used to create delivery orders directly, streamlining the order fulfillment process. Next, you have various charts to help analyze sales data. The top 10 sales orders by value chart shows the highest value sales orders by customer. The top 10 products by sales revenue chart highlights the products generating the most revenue. Finally, the sales orders by product category chart provides an overview of the product categories contributing to sales. Click on the new record mosaic to add a new record and initiate the process. We will start by creating a sales order. First, select the organization. For the target document type, choose standard for this process. If needed, you can also add an order reference, but for now we will skip this as it is not functionally required. Next, enter the order date for which you are creating the sales order. For our use case, select the customer Green Energy Private Limited. Based on the customer configuration, related details such as location, invoice to be partner, and bill to location will be auto-filled. If you want to assign a priority to the order, you can select it here. For this session, we will proceed with medium priority. The user contact is automatically populated from the customer setup. Similarly, the invoice contact comes from the customer configuration. The sales representative is populated based on the login details of the person creating the sales order. Next, select the warehouse from which the items will be delivered. Choose the sales price list to determine the prices and the currency to be used for this sale. Next, set the payment term, which defines when you expect to receive the payment. By default, this comes from the customer setup, but you can modify it if needed. You can also select the payment method and the currency rate type, which will be used for any currency conversion if dealing in a different currency. Once all the header details are complete, click Save to save the sales order header. To add a line, click on the Lines tab button to navigate to the Line tab, then click on New Record. The screen will open in Single Record View, where you can enter the required details. Select the product Samsung Galaxy S22 as requested by the customer. If the product has attributes, click on the Attribute Set Instance option to select the desired attribute combination, such as color, RAM, from the available options. If an existing record of the attribute set instance is available, you can select it from Select Existing Record. If you want to view all negative quantities, mark the Show All checkbox as true. This will display all available combinations, including negative quantities. For now, as there are none, you can leave this unchecked. After selecting the attribute values, click OK to update the attributes for the product line. Next, there is the Charge field. This field is used only when a product is not selected, allowing you to record additional services or fees separately. For example, it is used for processes like internet billing or add-on warranties, where no physical product is involved but a charge still needs to be captured. Then, you have the Unit of Measure field, which is automatically populated. If multiple units of measure are available for the product, select the appropriate one and enter the quantity required by the customer. Here, the prices are populated directly from the price list. If needed, you can manually adjust the prices for the sales order line. The Tax field allows you to specify the tax applicable to the item. The Description and Print Description fields are optional and can be used to add notes or additional information for the sales order line. The drop shipment checkbox is enabled for products configured for drop shipment in the product master. For this scenario, we will not be using description-only option. In the contract section, the contract checkbox is used only in contract processes, typically when a service-type product is selected in the product field. Finally, in the quantity and amount section, you can review the discount, tax amount, line total, line amount, ordered quantity, delivered quantity, and invoiced quantity. The delivered quantity and invoiced quantity fields are automatically updated once the corresponding delivery order and invoice transactions are created against the sales order. After entering all required details, click Save to save the record. To add another line, click on New Record. Select the product, for example. Readme Note 10. If the product has attributes, open the Attribute Set Instance page on Select Existing Record. The system will also display the location and available quantity for the selected product and attribute combination. Once the attribute is selected, click OK to confirm. Next, select the unit of measure and enter the quantity required. The price will be populated from the price list. After entering all details, click Save to save the line record. Once all lines are added, proceed to complete the sales order by clicking the Complete Document Action button in Header panel and confirming with OK. This ensures that the order is accurately created and ready for delivery to the customer. Lastly, you have the Line History tab, where all changes to the sales order lines are maintained. If you make any updates after reactivating the sales order, those changes will be recorded and displayed in Line History tab. To proceed, we will create a purchase order against the sales order. You can do this by searching for Generate PO from Sales Order in the menu Search utility. Alternatively, navigate to Procurement Management, then to Purchase Order, and select Generate PO from Sales Order. This will open the Generate PO from Sales Order form, where we can start the process. On this process from, the order date, business partner, and current vendor fields are mainly used for filtering the sales orders you want to process. For example, in the business partner field, you can enter Green Energy Private Limited to filter the sales orders created for this customer on order page. Next, click on the order option to open the order page. In the order page, you will see all orders created for the selected business partner. For this session, select the order 50011 as we just created for our process and click OK to add it. After selecting the order, choose the vendor for which you are creating the purchase order. For this example, we will proceed with BrightTech Innovations. It is important to ensure that this vendor has a valid payment term, payment method, and price list configured. You can verify these details directly from the vendor field by zooming into the record. You will land on the vendor master screen. Click on the vendor name hyperlink to view record in single record view. Here, you can verify that the price list, payment term, and payment method are already configured and linked to the vendor. Once confirmed, we can return to continue with the process form. Next, you need to specify whether this purchase order is for a drop shipment. In this case, we are not processing a drop shipment, so select No. If you would like to learn more about the drop shipment process, you can refer to the dedicated session of drop shipment process to learn how it works. You also have the option to consolidate PO. Mark Consolidate PO checkbox true if you want to combine multiple sales orders into a single purchase order. It would be used if you are not selecting a specific order in order field against the vendor and there are open sales order against the business partner. Simply click OK to proceed. This action will create the purchase order in the system. On the left side of the Replenish report, you will find the grand total amount, which shows the total value of the purchase order. On the right side, you will see the document number of the purchase order for reference. To open and view the purchase order, navigate to Procurement Management, then go to Purchase Order, and click on Purchase Order. This will open the purchase order screen and take you to the landing page. On this landing page, you will see several filter mosaics that help you search and manage your orders efficiently. These include advanced search, which allows you to filter orders based on multiple criteria, document status, to check whether an order is drafted, completed, or waiting, warehouse, to filter orders by the delivery location, and vendor, to filter by the supplier, the open purchase order. KPI Mosaic shows you the number of orders that are still open and waiting for shipment from the vendor, giving you a quick overview of pending orders. You will also notice the due orders and expected orders mosaics. These can be used directly to create a goods receipt note, GRN, once the items are received from the vendor, streamlining the process of recording incoming stock. Next, you have the charts, which help you analyze the business position. You can track monthly purchase order trends, see the top 10 purchase orders by value for each vendor, and review the top categories by spend. We have already created a purchase order from the Replenish report. To verify it, use the advanced search for today's purchase orders. You will see the record created today, as well as the one created directly from the replenishment process. Simply click on the hyperlink of the purchase order number to open record in single record view and verify the details. If you are wondering how this warehouse appears, it comes from the configuration provided on the Organization Detail tab. Here, the warehouse is linked to the organization, which is why it appears automatically on the purchase order. All other details are populated directly from the process. You can verify the information and, once confirmed, complete the record by clicking on the Complete Document Action button and confirming with, OK, this will mark your purchase order as completed. On the header, you will see details such as the organization, target document type, and vendor, which comes directly from the Replenish report process. Other details like location are drawn from the vendor configuration. On the Line tab, the products are automatically populated from the associated sales order. After completing the purchase order, the further process can proceed with the goods receipt note, GRN, and accounts payable AP invoice creation. Once the required stock is available in the warehouse, the sales cycle can continue with delivery order creation, and finally the accounts receivable AR invoice. This ensures a complete end-to-end flow from sales order creation to purchase, stock receipt, and order fulfillment, maintaining accurate inventory and financial records within the Onfinity system. This concludes the process from creating a sales order to generating a purchase order in Onfinity. Thank you for attending this session. I hope this has given you a clear understanding of the sales order to purchase order process in Onfinity. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out.